140 heads, all reconditioned like brand spanking new, and they are 66 and up style. 66, half a 67. Deep seats, copper gaskets, ready to go. All this nice Corvair parts. Good stuff. Good cheer and crank her up.
Tag, not from me.
We're done with the flea market. I think we bought everything. That Chevy pickup truck, original owner's got 419,000 miles, original engine and transmission. We're done with the flea market. We're going to wander on over here to the car show. I tried making a video a minute ago and I bent down to show you the underside of this 60 Caveman, and I got eaten alive by the stinging fire ants. So we're not going to do that again. Caveman, because the front end is concave, it's pretty much a 1 year only Corvair. They redesigned this car for 61. It's almost like 60 is its own year. Pretty much is. Gas heater. This car is slightly modified from stock. It's a 700, had the trim. It's got an accessory mirror, 900 Monza trim, vent wings, leather. This is not vinyl. This is leather underneath the clear seat covers, which you might have had put on by J.C. Whitney back in 1960. It's got some fancy, sparkly gold woven into the carpeting, leather door panels, armrests yet to be installed. Don't know if that's original, that covering for the fold-down rear seat parcel shelf, which is much lower on a 60 because there's no heater. Gas heaters under the dash or in the trunk.
Yeah, it's in the trunk.
Gold metallic, not quite the original Chevy color.
It's a two-stage water base.
Can we see inside the trunk to see the gas heater? Is any of the gas heater under the dash? Or just the
not on
exit,
the earlies
the outlet?
that I know of.
I'm just not really sure.
Yeah, this is
I'm not all that familiar with the 60s, the Caveman.
This is an Oakland-built car.
California-built Corvair. Beautiful chrome on the bumpers, but no bumper guards.
This one has no bumper guards or the grill. My other one, I have a grill.
The fake grill, which they offered, I remember that. I'm familiar with that 1960 style grill that J.C. Whitney and the like offered. We're going to take a watch that knee on the grass. Those fire ants, they're biting. They got me. Hat full.
You can see I've found some goodies today already.
There's the gas heater, spark plug, combustion chamber, a coil. Crank that baby up and you've got instant heat. Too bad Chevy stopped using it as standard in 61. 560 13 tire. What a beautiful 1960 Caveman, including the wide whites and sidewalk scrapers. Scrapes! Gas heater and no push buttons in the radio, no padded dash. What a beauty. At the fan belt toss in 2014, we're not going to bend down on our hands and knees anymore because those fire ants are going to eat us alive. They are in the grass and they are hungry. Another 1960 Caveman Corvair, a two-door 700. The Monza was introduced later on in the year. Sporty, power glide. Caveman Corvair. My mother had one of these in 63, a two-door. Two-door, could have been a 98 horse. It was an automatic. 63. Caveman Corvair. The grill is cut out half and half for the exhaust tip. Chevrolet Oldsmobile. Weslow. With a 1960 update sticker. Is that cool? 1962 Spider convertible, just like mine. Mine's been updated to a 64 engine. Doesn't have the little extra piece of steel here to turn the regulator. Can't service the air filter cover. Air filter doesn't slide out because the regulator's in the way, so GM put a little piece of steel in there and they twisted that slightly. Special narrow battery, where you just use a Honda battery. Doesn't look quite authentic. I wonder if mine's early or later. I think mine's an early 62. This is body number 6777. Additional accessories, L-2 and a 0. Let's go see what the accessories look like. I'm not very good at reading the codes. AM push button radio, no padded dash, 4-speed transmission, 3-speed with standard. Got the salt and pepper carpets, is that what they call it? Got a little bit of black woven into the red. Power top. What a beautiful, beautiful black. Red interior, 62. Spider convertible. First year for the Spider. First year for the convertible. Black. Shiny black with the correct screw top master cylinder. Beautiful cars. I like my mags. Not a big fan of hubcaps. No mags were available until the 8 luggers that were supposed to be for Cadillacs came on the Pontiacs. And Corvair had wire wheel option. They were supposed to have wire wheels for 65. Never happened. This is a 64 Spider. Same body as that, but the 64 has a bigger engine, camber compensator. Some updates and improvements. I don't quite like the 64 interior as much as I like the 62. Push button radio, no padded dash. Hubcaps, no bumper guards. 4 Corvairs, no bumper guards. I like bumper guards. Willow Run. This is a Willow Run car. Beautifully painted and dressed up and looking just like GM would have made it. 110, bigger 164 engine, which they introduced for the 64s. Bigger transmission, slightly stronger transmission. And a lower first gear, because you had more torque with the bigger engine. And there's our early convertibles. Beautifully lined up. Lakewood, 1961, vintage Corsa, automatic on the dash. 700 had a nice trim, only on the 700s, not the 5s, not the Monzas. Lakewood Port, vintage Corsa. Thanks for hosting a great show. Halloween's coming up soon, so we've got the spooky Corvair. Yep. Bang your bones on the drum. 4-speed manual, chain drive, spiky spooky. Spiky spooky. Wow. Woo, bet this thing glows at night. Spiky spooky Corvair. Done in a bed guard, pickup truck bed guard material. Spikes everywhere. See that spike punk? Spikies. Needs a set of studded snow tires. Got some candies we're giving away. Pop-Tarts and maybe some Pez candies. Spiky Corvair. Another Caveman. 1960. 80 horsepower. Faded to perfection. Padded dash. No push buttons on the radio. It's got a sun visor. And an armrest and seat belts. Loaded. Automatic, 80 horsepower. 700 black plate Corvette. 64 Spider convertible. Beautifully restored. Converted to an alternator with an external regulator. I just put the one wire on, which works well. Oh, I've got the old regulator still in place. I left my regulator in place, just didn't wire it. Tissue box, padded dash, push button AM FM radio. What? That looks like a Pontiac radio hidden in a Chevrolet front. Yeah, it's an AM FM. I bet you if you push this, it switches from AM to FM. Nope. Huh, wonder how you switch it. There's an FM dial hidden behind there. It's an FM radio. Looks like from a Pontiac. Mid-60s. Clock, power top, butternut yellow, Mayfair yellow. Nice 1964 Spider convertible. 164, 150 horsepower. It's actually 180, but they called it a 150. Pretty much the same engine for 65 and the new for 65 Corsa, which is the only way to get a turbo in 1965. This is another 64 Monza. Convertible, automatic. Some chrome dressed up under the hood. There's that Honda battery bungee corded in place. Let's keep on moving. We got lots of Corvairs to look at. It's almost 1 o'clock. Corvair Turbo time. Want to see where this emblem comes from? I'll show you. Copy of the turbo emblem from the 62, 3, and 4. Nice patina. Clear coated over the rust. Love it. Lakewood 64 Monza. What else we got here? Let's do the earlies. Another Caveman 1960. Everybody saved the 60s. Gas heater, 80 horse, 140 cubic inch. Old age, force of sale, 3-speed, asking $47.50 for a nice patina 1960 manual shift, 650/13, and a gas heater. Master cylinder is mounted under the dash, 1 year only. 1960 Caveman. Ooh, the old worn out T3s. 984th Corvair, built at the Oakland plant, 62,000 miles. And a manual shift. Gotta love it. No padded dash, no push buttons. I don't even know if the padded dash was available in 1960. Chevy. Have your nice sea mist green 1960 Caveman.